Hello, my name is Christopher Bates, and this is the prototype for an app that I call Unisource. This is an app that gives access to a bunch of useful information about classes, professors, schools, books, all for the students available in one place in one single location on their phone. Class. Say you tap on class. You'll be shown a search bar, and you'll also find textbooks that are recommended for said class. What these textbooks have is a description, whether or not they're available or not, and the locations they are possibly available in. Along with these, there are comments behind these books. Now, if you press on comments, you will go to a section where real people who also have the app leave reviews on what they think of the textbook, if they found it useful, if you can take good notes, things like that. The second function is Professor. This one, some people might relate to Rate My Professor. What happens is you're provided with a search bar, obviously a back arrow and a home button, and you can search up professors for, say, a class or for anything like that. Now, what happens when you search a name is you'll get a picture, if there is one, their name, very brief description, and a rating of 1 to 3 stars, 1 being bad, 2 being average, and 3 being great. These also come with comment boxes. Students can choose to leave comments on how that professor is, if they think they're a good professor, if they provide good notes, things like that. The third function is school. Here, you can actually look up what school you're interested in. Now, what will happen is the school will show up, or a picture of the school if available. You'll have a majors selection, and you'll have a classes section. Clicking on these gives you a list of majors. Here, you can select the major or class by alphabetical lettering. So you can choose a major that starts with I or J or K, things like that. Or like for me, game design, I'd choose G. What then happens is an alphabetical list, everything that starts with a G in alphabetical order, then pops up for the student to look at. The next function is books. Now, clicking on books, you'll go to another search page. You can search for specific books where a picture of the book will be shown, the name of the book, small details like the number to a book, or things like that will show up. And when you click on, say, a book, you'll then be brought to a brief summary, or the actual book itself, if you have it. The next function is redeem. Redeem does, well, exactly what you think it does. It lets you put in a code, either manually type in a code, or you can choose to scan a barcode, and it'll give you access to the book. So say you have a book that you physically have, you can put in the number of the book and then redeem it. What this does is it gives you a nice little check, adds it to your library, and now you have the book accessible on your cell phone. Hello, my name is Christopher Bates, and this is the prototype to an app I made called Questions. Now, although I was told to skip the instructions on signing in, I feel like signing in is a very crucial part to this app. Now, what this app does is it connects your Xbox account, computer account, Nintendo's account, PlayStation accounts, anything you feel like connecting. And it shows you it basically gives you information on the game. Once you're signed in, you're prompted with a home screen with a list of games and a search engine and a little button right here, which we'll get into later. What you can do is you can search for a game if, say, the home screen doesn't have a game or you can't simply find it. After clicking on the search bar, you'll see this little button here, a little clear. A keyboard pops up, and you can type in and search a button or search a game. Now, the filter button. Clicking on the filter button, you are able to categorize things based off genres, alphabetical, what console it's on, things like that. So the game I'm going to be using is Legend of Zelda. So say we click on the game here from the home screen, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. You're at this home screen where you'll see 4 things: main quest, side quest, tips, and Easter eggs. These are all drop-down options, and you'll notice there's a little circle right here, which is the synchronize button. So you'll have a percentage of how much you've completed. So if you're playing a main quest on, say, the game, and you're not fully complete with it, say maybe halfway done, you'll have a 50% icon right here. This button here refreshes your page. So let's say you're in the game and you're playing live. You complete a quest, you wait, check your phone, look, and it hasn't updated. You click this, so it refreshes the page and it'll update your percent. What you could also do is click on each drop-down page. So let's say we click on main quest. You'll be brought to this area where you can see main quest is expanded. You see all the quests you have to do along with the percentage. Same goes with side quest. Now let's click on main quest itself. You're then found with the main quest, say, is to find the princess. You're given a brief description or a summary on how to complete this thing, and then underneath it you'll find a comment where live people who are using this app can leave comments or tips or reviews on how they did it, or what best helped them, what route to take, things like that. Next up is tips. If, say, you click on tips, tips provides one key thing from everything for every game, and it's tips from the developers themselves. Usually game developers leave tips for fans just so that in case they're having a hard time or can't really understand if the community isn't necessarily able to figure it out themselves either. So a brief description will be put in here, and then another area from the community. From the community, they can rate how well this tip is so that you know if you're taking good advice or bad advice, following 1 star being bad, 2 stars being average, and 3 stars being amazing. Next up is Easter eggs. Easter eggs is something that's not common in every game, and they're only limited to specific games. So for example, Call of Duty, which is different from this game, but I'll just use it as an example. So say we click on Easter eggs. In, let's say, Call of Duty, there are steps to an Easter egg, and I imagine for other games as well. So you'll have step 1, step 2, step 3. This is where the refresh button comes in vital, because typically you'll be doing this live.